Hey guys, a new thermal pad manufacturer, FrostSheet from Sweden, has entered the market. So we will put it to the test, compare it against the IC Graphite Thermal Pad that I've been using for the last few years on the channel, and also the good old thermal paste. We have the MX-4 from Arctic. So the way a thermal pad works, instead of using thermal paste, you basically put a pad onto your processor and then mount the CPU cooler without any thermal paste. I like using the thermal pads on the channel because I don't have to clean up the mess. Cost is not really a factor. Thermal paste doesn't cost too much, but for me it's the hassle of cleaning. These FrostSheet thermal pads, they do come in very attractive packing, including some instructions, but it's all about the performance. So let's dive straight into some results. This is the test system X99 from the Haswell generation. We have a Xeon 1650 V3. This is a 6-core 12-thread processor. We're using a low-profile graphics card, and under load running Cinebench, I saw a power reading of 144 watts for the entire machine. The IC Graphite Thermal Pad comes first. Here are the results. We are seeing a reading of 57 degrees with an average of 56 degrees. That is running Cinebench R23 for around 10 minutes or so. The FrostSheet does much better. We can see a temperature reading of 53 with an average of 52. So that's a delta of 4 degrees, a much better result. In terms of sheet size, the FrostSheet is 32 by 32 and the IC Graphite Thermal Pad, we're using the 30 by 30 size. So the first test result was really good. I wanted to check out a processor that's a little bit hotter. This is the E5 2670 V3. This one has 12 cores and running the same Cinebench test at the wall, I saw a power reading of 170 watts. So this one consumes quite a bit more power and produces more heat. I also wanted to see how thermal paste compares. We're using the Arctic MX-4. Here are some photos of the application and what it looks like after removing the cooler. By the way, this is the CPU cooler I'm using. 4 heat pipes, 90mm fan, fixed RPM, no fan control, and it screws directly onto the LGA 2011 socket. With the IC Graphite Thermal Pad, we're getting a reading of 59 degrees and an average of 59, so the temperatures are already quite a bit higher. And the FrostSheet, again, we're seeing a delta of 4 degrees. We're getting a reading of 55 degrees with an average of 54. And what about the thermal paste? I got these same readings, 55 degrees with an average of 54. So that tells us the FrostSheet, yeah, it's on the level of Arctic MX-4, which is pretty impressive. So in terms of performance, the FrostSheet does better than the IC Graphite Thermal Pad. It's on the level of the MX-4 thermal paste, which is pretty impressive. In terms of price, however, it's a little bit harder. You're looking at $30 US per sheet, and living in Australia, they are asking for $28 shipped. So that's $58 for a single sheet to be shipped to Australia. That is quite expensive. The other thing I noticed when working with this product is that it tends to stick to the processor cooler. The IC Graphite Thermal Pads, that never happened once. They just, basically float. You can just push them off the processor and they never stick to anything. But these ones, they definitely stick to the CPU cooler, and then I had a little bit of a hard time removing them. And you can see on the left side, a bit of a damage. That was me trying to tear it off. And the manual even mentions that these are actually really fragile. So that is definitely something to keep in mind if you're looking at using thermal pads for frequent changing of processors and CPU coolers. So guys, I think this is a really good start with this product. In terms of cooling performance, it really shows what's possible. It's getting on par to good old thermal paste. Pricing definitely needs some tweaking. I believe at the moment you can only buy it from their website. It's not available on places like Amazon and eBay, which the IC Graphite Thermal Pad really is. It's readily available on Amazon. Good pricing, free shipping if you got Prime membership and all those advantages. And thermal paste you can also pick up everywhere. Most of us have these lying around. And the issue with the pad sticking to the processor, I expect a lot of other reviewers to start testing this. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what they think, how they're going. So keep an eye out for more reviews. I think it's a good start. The technology is promising. We're getting really good results. Maybe it needs a little bit of tweaking with the pricing and with the not sticking to the processor cooler. But otherwise, I think it's a pretty good start. And I wish the company FrostSheet all the best. They have a good product. They might just have to tweak it a little bit. I hope they'll listen to the community. And yeah, I keep my eyes and ears out for other channels to test this and really eager to see how they go. And that's it, guys. As always, let me know how is your opinion on thermal pads versus paste. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you soon with another one.